from Louisiana's news channel, this is 9 News Sunday Morning.
Welcome back and thanks for being with us this morning. I'm Jaron Jordan in for James Parvero. Joining me, I've got Jeff Morrow and a beautiful Sunday morning forecast for all of those runners running the Louisiana Marathon, which kicked off about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, hopefully they put on the sleeves because it is rather chilly out there this morning. And if you aren't running today, or you do have plans maybe later today to get out for a jog, jacket or coat are going to be needed as we do have chilly temperatures right now. Currently 37 degrees at Baton Rouge Metro Airport. We have a very light wind right now out of the north-northwest, so no feels-like temperature, no wind chill here in the capital city, but our surrounding areas are feeling kind of close to the freezing mark right now this morning. Dew point right now at 30 degrees, so very dry air in place. We're expected to see lots of sunny skies out there this afternoon. As you can see, those skies will remain on the clear side, reaching a daytime high of 55 degrees this afternoon. No rain in the forecast today, really no rain in the forecast until the middle of the week, so a chance to maybe dry out after the rains that moved in during the overnight. We saw about 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain here in the metro area. As you can see this evening, temperatures are expected to fall pretty steadily, so kind of keeping with a winter feel for at least the next few days.
All right, well, thank you very much, Jeff. As we mentioned, happening today, thousands of runners filling the streets of Baton Rouge. It's the 5th annual weekend of the Louisiana Marathon, and the full race just kicked off about 30 minutes ago. The race is sold out, so that's about 2,000 people hitting the pavement, including our very own Cheryl Mercedes. Here's a look at the 26.2-mile course. Just a note, if you have to drive today, be mindful that you could end up near the course where streets are blocked off. Best of luck to everyone participating today, including Cheryl Mercedes. All right, well, increased taxes are at the center of a new report outlining possible ways to fix the state's current budget shortfall. As it stands, the state faces a roughly $750 million deficit for the current fiscal year, which ends at the end of June. Governor John Bel Edwards created a committee to share ideas of how to fill the budget hole. With just a few months to fix the multi-million-dollar problem, the committee says only a few options are actually possible. They include raising the state tax rate and increasing taxes on things like cigarettes and alcohol. Also on the table, eliminating some tax breaks.
There are some short-term fixes. All of them are fairly unpleasant, but and none of them are things that anybody would want to do in a normal scenario, but we are not in normal times with regards to the state budget.
Next year may not be any better. Next year's forecast includes a $1.9 billion budget deficit. To fix that, the committee says the state could levy taxes on services like cable TV and lawn maintenance, as well as eliminate income tax breaks. Any change to the tax code requires a 2/3 vote from the legislature. Governor Edwards is expected to release his own proposal in the coming days. Keeping with taxes, as we shift into tax season, a reminder to be aware of IRS scams. We've already received reports of scammers making calls in Point Capee, East Feliciana, and St. Tammany parishes. They're calling folks pretending to work for the IRS, asking for personal information. The IRS says they will never request money over the phone. Call your local sheriff's office if you think you've received a phone call that is a scam. A New Orleans attorney is crying foul after a guilty verdict in the trial of a man responsible for a mass shooting in the French Quarter. It took a jury just 2 hours to convict shooter Trung Le on Friday. During the week-long trial, Le's defense team didn't call a single person to testify. Attorney Martin Reagan says that's because the DA's office chose not to hand over a list of witnesses until days before the trial.
4.5 days, ladies and gentlemen. Wednesday at noon, we got a few of the names. Despite the fact that we hired an investigator and did our best, we could not cover the United States in 4.5 days. We don't have a Learjet or a helicopter to fly around the country to pick up witnesses.
Legal analysts say that while it may not have been right in this case, legally, the DA did have the right to withhold those names. Well, stop the presses. New Orleans' major newspaper, the Times-Picayune, will no longer be printed in the Crescent City. After 200 years, they're moving the printing operation to Mobile, Alabama. This comes as the paper's parent company shifts from print to web, where they see stronger numbers. Now, this isn't the first major shakeup for the paper. 4 years ago, they laid off 200 employees and downgraded from 7-day delivery. A spokesperson for the newspaper says the move will not affect delivery times. Well, coming up in about 15 minutes, it's not Halloween, but this hospital is going all out in orange. We'll show you why.
All right, let's talk about that weather forecast. If you have plans to be out on the water today, we do have small craft advisories in effect until noon, as winds are expected to stay upwards of maybe 20 knots. Waves expected to be 3 to 4 feet, so be careful out there. Have those life jackets and, of course, the winter coat, because it's going to be on the chilly side.
All right, and Sunday morning trivia reveal time. I
Yes.
like this trivia question, actually, because Toy Story was the first movie I saw in theaters, I believe.
Really?
It was either Toy Story or Lion King. But on this week, back in 1993, work began on the animated hit Toy Story.
So we wanted to know
We
what
wanted to know
character
what character.
Buzz Lightyear was based off of.
Right.
And you had to go back to their shorts. They made shorts before they made this feature-long film. This was their first feature film.
Exactly, and the answer,
Tinny.
Tinny the mechanical drummer. That seems like doesn't seem like a Buzz Lightyear character, but
Yeah.
I guess so.
Tin Toy was the name of it.
All right, thanks, Pixar.